Hello everyone, my name is Don, and welcome to a brand new Sonic game from 2011. Okay, so maybe it's not brand new, but that's only half of the story that we'll get into later. This is Sonic Generations. Hell yeah! You can't begin to imagine how much I played this game as a teen. I think the only other game I played that much in 2012 was Batman Arkham City. It was this and Batman Arkham City, which that game I've already done for the channel like 2 or 3 years ago, so let me give this game some love. Sonic Generations is an anniversary title to celebrate 20 years of Sonic the Hedgehog, and it doesn't work as such anymore because it was re-released 13 years after that point, but it doesn't matter, much like the song. And what Sonic Generations is probably one of the best Sonic games ever made by man and Sonic Team and God. Like, this game is amazing. You start Green Hill Act 1 as classic Sonic, the shorter, slightly more rotund, probably even more rotund than Eggman version of Sonic. His stages are going to be in complete 2D, complete with a spin dash, which is freaking overpowered, and a jump. 2D Sonic's jump controls in this game are kind of tanky compared to something like Superstars or maybe even Mania or the classic games, but they're not that bad. You can still get to where you need to go. Once you get to modern Sonic and all the 3D stuff, that's where it controls kind of like Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors, you know, the Boost Formula games. Which I have nothing bad to say about the Boost Formula games. I love Sonic Unleashed, I kind of like Sonic Colors, I think it's overrated, and I love this game. And then all the other games like Sonic Forces, whatever. But this game does the Boost Formula right. It's what you expect Sonic to control like in these games. You know, smooth enough on a straightaway, and when he's platforming, he's good enough, but he's still carrying that weight with him when he's running. I still think the adventure... Whoa, wait. Okay, yeah, this is a Sonic game, alright, we got glitches. But I think the adventure games are still the best controlling Sonic games in my opinion. Glitches, well, how appropriate, notwithstanding because those games are still glitchy as hell, but they controlled well at least. And yeah, this is Act 1 of Green Hill. You can finish this in under 2 minutes, kind of like the original Sonic the Hedgehog.
He'll be here any second.
Hey guys, what's going on? You having a party or something?
Surprise!
Aw, you guys.
It's kinda impossible to surprise you.
You totally got me this time.
I'll talk about the changes eventually, hold on.
Right. Happy birthday, Sonic. Hope you like this.
Like it? I love it. What?
Sonic, what is that? What's it doing? Help!
am I?
Welcome to White Space, as it's going to be known as in Shadow Generations, which we'll get to eventually. This is where all of time and space converges because every era of Sonic's here, including the ones that have been erased. Looking at you, Crisis City, looking at you. But starting with the classic era of Sonic, the Sega Genesis titles, we got Green Hill. The zone that started it all, the granddaddy of all zones to come, I guess. And also, just like Chemical Plant, just managed to come back in every Sonic game after this for some reason. I don't know why. Why? But yeah, Green Hill, not to be confused with Mecha Green Hill or Neo Green Hill or Green Hills from Sonic 2 on the Game Gear, or Green Hill from the movie. This zone is amazing, especially with modern Sonic. It's got at least 2 or 3 different pathways. It's nothing too complex, but they're good pathways to take, especially when you have the red rings to search for, which don't unlock until Chemical Plant. So this zone doesn't have the red rings just yet. Modern Sonic's control scheme puts more emphasis on speed and boosting. You press the square button in order to activate the boost, and there's a bar on the lower left side of the screen to let you know how much juice you have left. You can add on to the pre-existing bar by tricking. This is where you jump through a rainbow ring and have Sonic do all these taunts in midair, and you can string this into a combo too. In order to do that, you just press the left stick in any direction, and for the finale of the combo, you just press L and R and then the left stick, which will add slightly more juice to the boost bar than just a regular taunt. Other than that, Sonic, or I should say modern Sonic's got his usual bag of tricks. He's got the homing attack, which is good for any situation. He's got the wall jump, which is more situational, and then he's got the light speed dash, which I swear is only used twice in this game. I swear the light speed dash gets no love at all and it's kind of disturbing. And like I mentioned earlier, the boost. Everybody loves the boost. Everybody loves the daytime stages from Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Colors, even though I think that game is alright. And Sonic Forces... Do people actually like Sonic Forces? I'm in the camp that's kind of indifferent to Forces. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. It's just there. It seems like it was trying to be dark, like Sonic Adventure 2 dark, but it also wanted to keep the quips from Sonic Colors, and it just did not work for Forces at all. Sonic was tortured for 6 months. Dude's looking perfectly fine once we find him. Hell, he even cracks a joke. That is not a tortured hedgehog. Anyway, I got an S rank. I will probably not get every S rank in the game because I'm not perfect.
Thanks, Sonic. That was awful. I couldn't tell where I was or what had happened. Ugh, like I was trapped in a nightmare.
Well, you're safe now, and that's what's important. Is it just me, or does Green Hill look different?
This isn't South Island, and all the color and life's been drained from it. Totally strange.
And no stranger than fighting evil genies or saving aliens in an interstellar amusement park. Right now, we should focus on finding our friends.
We can start over there. That skyline looks familiar, but I can't be sure.
Well, that's as good a lead as any, Tails. Back in a flash.
Wow, that was crazy, Sonic. You weren't kidding. It's like you never left.
Green Hill is restored, and now we can switch between the two Sonics. With the press of a button, you can go from classic to modern just like that. All you have to do is press the triangle button. The re-release of Sonic Generations add in these hidden Chow that can be found in every zone. And I like how it's the good, neutral, and evil Chow from the Adventure titles. I can find these in the collectible room. That is if you can find them in the stages first. The collection room is on the far left side of White Space, and it's basically your gallery. Here you can check out any unlocked cutscene, art, or song. You can also view every character's synopsis from here. And here's Sonic the Hedgehog. All spikes and speed. Sonic the Hedgehog is the fastest hedgehog in the world. Big on attitude and a big heart to match. Like the wind, he's always on the move, living a life of excitement and adventure. And Tails as well. With each character that gets introduced throughout the story, their synopses will be put here. So yeah, there should only be 2 people on planet Earth who don't know who these characters are at this point. Like even my grandma knows who Sonic is. Like if it's not Mario, then it's Sonic. Those are the 2 most famous video game characters of all time. And then number 3 and 4 you could just throw any other character like Link or Pikachu because they're not Mario and Sonic. Anyway, let's take a look at the shop, which is going to be right outside the collection room. And here's everyone's favorite mechanical tutorial, Elmo Chow. Oh, get this guy off my screen. Here at Elmo Chow Shop, you can get stuff that will help Sonic out, like being able to get shields, as well as being able to regain your footing when you get hit, or maybe not lose as many rings when you get hit. There are also lives. You can get extra lives from this shop, but I'm playing the re-release, so lives are kind of a non-issue. Unless you turn the lives back on, of course, but I did not do that. So for modern Sonic, I'm gonna get sure-footed, which will make sure he stays on his feet when he gets hit, because otherwise he'll just lay on his back or his stomach when he gets hit, and that's not good, that kills the pace. Gonna use the same thing for Classic Sonic, but I'm also gonna put a shield on Classic Sonic too. This will give you the option to have 2 regular shields as a backup. Oh yeah, and there's the drop dash that's new to the remaster. I don't use the drop dash. I've never used the drop dash in this game. That ability was not there in the original Sonic generation, so I refuse to use it. Anyway, it's time to take on Chemical Plant Zone, which represents Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and also seems to make its way back in every Sonic game after this. The way Generations handles different acts is that Classic Sonic is usually Act 1, with Modern Sonic being Act 2. However, the orders of the acts are completely up to you, so if you want to play as Modern Sonic first, you can do just that. My god, the freaking spin dash. Never before and never again has the spin dash been this powerful. And that includes Adventure, for as powerful as that spin dash was in that game too. Chemical Plant Act 1's stage design is similar to its Sega Genesis roots, but is also slightly different enough for things to stay fresh. The water segments are more pronounced than the original, to where I think this would serve as this game's water level. I mean, there's Seaside Hill, which we'll get to. But, man, Seaside Hill. Chemical Plant is not bad. In fact, just like how Chemical Plant is my favorite zone in Sonic 2, it is also my favorite zone in Sonic Generations. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, no. Act 2 of Chemical Plant is my favorite stage of the game. Oh no, now I'm in the drink! As a kid, honestly, I thought this stuff was like grape juice or grape soda. No, it's chemicals. It's bad. Robotnik is not making juice. Even though he does have the brain power to do such a thing. Anyway, whenever you're in water, which is kind of rare in this game, you want to watch out and make sure you don't run out of air. You don't have a visible oxygen meter, but you do get sound cues in the form of elevator dings. It will start off like da-na, da-na, ba-ba, and then the drowning theme starts, and that's when you're supposed to get shit scared, so resurface or find a bubble, otherwise you drown. I haven't accurately counted how long it takes Sonic to drown in these games, but I think it's at least 30 seconds to a minute, at most. I know in the Game Gear games, mainly due to slowdown, Sonic breathes underwater for what seems to be like 4 minutes. It's insane. And we just got a red ring. Well, we got a couple, and this will help our item collection grow. As you can see, we just got a couple of artworks, probably 9 times out of 10 based on Chemical Plant's concept art. Which makes sense because where did we just get those red rings from? Anyway, it's time to take on Act 2 of Chemical Plant Zone. Exploring Chemical Plant in 3D for the first time before it gets ran into the ground in future titles. I'm looking at you, Sonic Forces. Oh. And Frontiers. As good as Frontiers was, it was also guilty of reusing stages. Come on, Sonic Team, come on! Anyway, there's a red ring on this rooftop if you homing attack the hook, and I missed it. Whoops! Okay, so 100% playthrough out the window. In fact, I don't even think I can make it a 100% playthrough because I'm gonna have to play Sky Sanctuary Act 1, I believe, 3 times in order to get all red rings. So yeah, that's not gonna happen. I mean, I've done it before, I can do it again. It's not that hard, but that's not the point of this playthrough. The point is, well, Sonic Generations is a really fantastic game that everybody should play. Everybody! Including the 2 people that don't know what a Sonic is. Act 2 of Chemical Plant, also known as the 3D segment, quote-unquote 3D because we're not getting that much. Oh, here we go. It's a thrill ride. I actually said this was my favorite stage in the game earlier. I still hold that true, but now I'm thinking Speed Highway. Yeah, Speed Highway is pretty good. The problem with the stages is that it's short. You might be thinking, what, you like your Sonic stages 30 minutes long like Eggman Land or Sonic Heroes? No, I just don't like them to be like 2 minutes long. I think a good length for a Sonic level is 4 to 5 minutes at most. If it's a starting stage, then of course, yeah, make it 2 to 3 minutes. Something like a Casino Night or a Spring Yard Zone. I say Casino Night, but you could also waste time and gamble your life away there. But if you're just running through it, then it's decently paced. Nothing too long in the tooth, like Sandopolis. Yeah, Sandopolis, the place with the sand, and the desert, and the ghosts. Were those ghosts just a precursor to King Boom Boom, or King Boo Boo, whatever his name was from Sonic Adventure 2, that the ghost boss that came out of nowhere in that game? Was that just a precursor to that? On-again, off-again Sonic fan is curious. I do mean that. I am an on-again, off-again fan. Most of the games I love, like the classic Genesis titles, the adventure titles, Sonic Rush, Sonic Advance, Unleashed, Generations. Some games I think are okay, like Colors and Shadow the Hedgehog. And then there's Sonic 06, and Sonic Boom, and Sonic Blast. And people might put Sonic Labyrinth up there. Honestly, I think Labyrinth is okay. It's not offensive or anything, it's just there, it exists. I mean, what other Sonic game takes Sonic out of his element and have him walk, purposefully? That takes skill.
Sonic!
Tails!
This is definitely the chemical plant, but we're not remotely on West Side Island. Did that monster do this?
We'll figure it out later. Our friends come first.
Should I talk about the rewrites? You know, I'll wait until the next part. We're almost out of time.
You saved me, Sonic! I'll be sure to return the favor next time around.
Not really worrying about that right now, Amy.
Wonderful!
Wow, that exchange of dialogue was kind of poor. Anyway, we just rescued Amy, and that's going to be it for part 1 of Sonic Generations. Stay tuned for part 2 where we take on Sky Sanctuary.